It's another Friday, so you know what that means. Another episode with Cooking with Momma Drea. Today we are going to be making a quiche. Now, we won't have time to do both the dough and the filling, so today we will just be doing the filling, and we are going to be doing a delicious spinach and onion and feta cheese quiche. So what are you going to need? You are going to need some eggs, 4 or 5 depending on the size. I'm using 5 because these are a bit smaller. I like to get my eggs from the farmer's market. I do have to say there is a big difference in the taste when you taste actual farmer's eggs versus those ones you're gonna buy in the shop. Huge difference. Highly recommend you try it. You are going to need spinach, an onion, a medium to large size onion. I've gone ahead and cut mine already into little slices. You're going to need salt and pepper, some grapeseed oil, cream, and Provence tbls, or herbs of Provence. You will also be needing your lovely dough, the listovi testo here in Czech Republic. And lastly, you will be needing your feta cheese. I've left mine in the fridge for now so it doesn't get too soft. First thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare our pie dish. I've gone ahead and I've used butter and I've used flour. Make sure you really get in those corners because you do not want your dough to stick. Next, we are going to go ahead and fry up our onion and our spinach together before we go ahead and mix it with the egg, the cream, and all of the herbs. So let's get frying. Okay guys, so I've put a little bit of my grapeseed oil into my pan. I've let it get pretty hot. I've got my onions and my spinach ready to go. I'm gonna fry up the onions until they get a nice translucent white color. Then I'm going to add my spinach. You're gonna cook that out until the spinach wilts down, and you wanna cook out any excess water that you can. Should be about 3 to 5 minutes, so let's get started. All right, so my spinach and my onions have been fried. I've gone ahead and I've pressed out any excess water that might still be there. I'm gonna put this to the side and let them cool. Now we are going to start to make our filling. Start with your eggs, crack them into your bowl. 1, and again, 4 to 5 eggs depending on the size of the eggs. 6 if they're really small eggs. 3, 4, and the last one. Trick, if you get any of your shell in there, which thankfully I didn't, but if you do, if you use the shell you have to scoop it out, it'll be much easier than trying to get in there with your fingers. We are going to take our fork, or you can take your whip, and you can go ahead and whip your eggs. And you're gonna do this until you get a nice consistency. There's no chunkies in there. I would say that's whipped pretty well. Next, I'm going to take my cream. I don't measure, but if I would have to guess, I would say you're gonna put about a 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters in there maximum. And I'm gonna whip. And again, make sure you do it until everything is incorporated. Now I'm gonna add the flavor. We start with some salt. I don't put too much salt in this because the Balkan cheese or the feta cheese that you put in already is quite salty. So I would say about a teaspoon, sprinkle it in there. Some pepper. And the herbs of Provence or the Provence tbls. Sprinkle that in there. This gives it a really nice flavor. Again, I would say I put about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half in there. You're going to mix. next we're going to add our lovely filling. Mix that in there. And we're going to take our block of our feta or your Balkan cheese. You're going to take about a quarter of it and you're going to crumble it inside there. And then, you guessed it, mix. Okay, our filling is ready. The last thing we have to do is to put our crust into our dish and then go ahead and get it ready for the oven. Just gonna go rinse my hands. I'll be right back. Okay. I have kept my dough out of the fridge this whole time that I've been prepping everything because you don't want it to be too hard, otherwise it will crack and it won't unroll nicely. So I'm going to unroll my dough. There we go, very carefully, so we don't break it. Perfect. And I'm going to place it into my dish. And peel off the paper. Perfect. So you're going to make sure that it goes into the pie dish. You don't want it to be resting too high. And you're going to just fold over any excess to make a nice little crust. Okay, our quiche dough is ready, our filling is ready, so we're gonna pour it in here, then we're gonna put it in the oven. Now, I have not preheated my oven. This is a trick with quiche. You do not wanna put it into a warm oven, otherwise the eggs are gonna cook too quickly and you're gonna get a really hard, solid chunk of, I don't know, not goodness. So, put it in the fridge at 130 degrees Celsius and turn it on when you put it in the oven. You're gonna bake it for about 50 minutes up to an hour. I like to do what I call the bounce test to see if it's done. At about 50 minutes, you're gonna open the oven, take your finger, put it on the top and just boop, bop it on the top. And if it kind of bounces nicely and gives a nice ripple effect, it's done. If it doesn't, give it a few more minutes. So let's put our filling in. Okay, we're gonna spread that around to make sure it's even. And we're going to take the rest of this cheese and we're going to sprinkle it on the top. Make sure you get equal cheese distribution. So good. Okay, I think we are ready to go into the oven. So we will check back on it in about 50 minutes. We'll give it the bounce test and we'll see if it's done. Let's go. All right, so into the oven it goes. My oven is not turned on yet. I'm gonna put it towards the middle. And now I'm gonna put my oven on at 130 degrees. And we are going to let it bake for about 50 minutes to an hour. We'll come back and check on it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it's been about an hour. I did my bounce test. My quiche is looking good, so I'm gonna take it out of the oven and we're gonna let it cool for at least 20 minutes before you get into it. Patience, I know, it's a hard thing. Oh, look at that beautiful quiche. That is perfect. I cannot wait. Let it cool 20 to 30 minutes and then you can go ahead and dig in and enjoy your delicious quiche. Dobro. Okay, my quiche has cooled. I'm cutting myself a piece. Let's see how it is. I think it's gonna be yummy. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. You can see the spinach, the onion, the feta cheese in there. Very nice, guys. I hope you enjoy your quiche. I will see you next time. Have a nice weekend.